This morning, members of the Lafayette Police Department began a search for evidence related to the kidnapping of Bethany Arceneaux, 29 years old. It was suspected that the father of her child, Scott Thomas, 29 years old, also had abducted her 2 days ago. As they were searching the area, a family and friends search group arrived and they began searching. As some of the family members were nearing an abandoned home located on Arceneaux Road, they heard what they believed to be a scream from the victim. They entered the residence. A confrontation ensued between the family members and Mr. Thomas. The victim was injured during that confrontation by Thomas, and there was some gunfire from family members who had armed themselves. They then rescued the victim from the home. It was unknown initially if the victim or if Mr. Thomas had sustained any injuries. Once our tactical people got on scene, they made entry and confirmed that Scott Thomas, 29 years old, had succumbed to injuries sustained during that confrontation.
Any idea what kind of injuries he sustained?
Well, it's still an investigation. We do know there was gunfire, but the coroner's just arriving on scene, and they're going to do their investigation, and we're getting statements from all the people. But at this point, we don't have a lot of information from our investigators who are still out at the home.
Any idea kind of how the gunfire started? You know, how the confrontation began between the family and Mr. Thomas?
Well, we do believe that someone was acting in defense of Miss Arceneaux. The man began harming her. He did what he needed to do to stop that aggressive behavior from Mr. Thomas. But with relations to specifics, we're going to need our investigators to get statements from everybody. Miss Arceneaux's at the hospital being treated. The family members down at the sheriff's office giving us a statement, and of course, Mr. Thomas is deceased. So we have to put all the information together before we can really comment further on the extent of that confrontation.